Welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna not unbox, but we're gonna reveal our mystery bike. So you know that my FLX broke and the motor's not working. And I think that's the only thing that doesn't work. The motor just died on me. So I did not want to get another FLX because it would be too expensive this time around. So I decided to go with a different company. And I came across this company called Rise Bikes. I've seen it before, and I was going to buy a bike from them, but I was going to buy a hub drive bike before I bought the Juice bike. But I decided not to at the last minute, so I went with Juice. So I didn't buy from them. So Rise Bikes main office is based in Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada. But they have distribution centers in LA. So I thought, since I needed the bike ASAP, that they will deliver fast. That was the main reason that I got Rise Bikes this time around, because their proximity to where I was very close. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So stick around to know what actually happened. So I got a Rise mid-drive MD, and I got the one that looks like a zebra. So they come in 3 colors. I think there's a silver, the black zebra looking one, and the red one. So their mid-drives are 750 watt Bafang motor BBS 2 mid-drives. Their tire size is 27.5 by 2.10, and they have a thumb throttle. So this time around it does come included with the bike, unlike the FLX that you have to buy everything on the side. This actually comes with it. So it has a cadence sensor with a gear sensor, and I think it has it's a 7-gear cassette. It has an integrated headlight and rear light, and an adjustable flat handlebar. It has front suspension and rapid shifter, a cell royal gel seat, a rear rack, and mud guards, all included. FLX doesn't include any of that. So all of this is included with the Rise bike. It's included with a U-Paint extra for it. So it says that it has a rating of IP65, but I wouldn't ride in the rain. Like, my recommendation to everybody has been, don't ride stuff in the rain. So I'm not gonna ride in the rain. So an IP65 rated enclosure gives protection against low pressure water jets from any direction, as well as the condensation and water spray. It is suitable for most outdoor enclosures that won't encounter extreme weather such as flooding. But like I said, I never really ride my electric bicycles in the rain, so I'm not gonna do that unless by some odd chance I get caught in the rain. And then we'll see how effective their IP65 is. But on purpose, I will never ride them in the rain. So what sold me to get a Rise bike is that it has a dual battery option. Like, it has a some kind of parallel connector that's already included in the body, and you don't have to do anything to it. The only thing you need to do is buy the extra battery that you could mount on the water bottle mounts. So the second battery is extra, but it's not as expensive as any other company. So I pay like around $5.99 for it, and it's 15 amp battery with the mounts and everything included. All I needed to do was screw it to the water bottle mounts and connect it to the frame. So the connector is right there, and all you do is just mount it and plug it in. You will have to also buy another charger, as it is not included with the purchase of the extra battery. So you'll have 2 expenses to make the battery and the charger, but nobody really actually sells you the battery and the charger in one packet. You always have to buy both of them separately. But they're not very expensive, and their chargers are like 3 amp. They're not 5 amp, but that's okay. They're not too slow, but they're not really fast chargers. So with most of your batteries will take about 4 to 5 hours to charge, depending on the size. My battery takes about 4 hours to charge, and they're both 50 amp batteries, 48 volts. So the bike works really good. I'm not used to the thumb throttle because I never had one with my mid-drive. Yeah, it comes in handy when you're at a dead stop and you want to start right away and you don't want to pedal a couple times and you know, be the slowest one to start, especially when you're gonna make a left turn and everybody's waiting. So you just click or press the thumb throttle to go, which is good. But like all the mid drives, changing gears is kind of tricky, because if you don't do it right, it'll skip and it'll make this awful sound. And they all do that. I don't know why. Even with the gear sensor, they still do. So I've gotten to the point where I have to change gears and have to press slightly on my brake so it could give me enough time to change the gear, or else it's going to skip and make sounds, and it's just awful when it does. So keep that in mind when you have a mid drive, because all of the mid drives that I had, they do that. So I still haven't figured out how to not have them skip, you know, gears when I just shift to one gear. Up or down, it doesn't matter when I do it. It does it. And it's so annoying. And that could actually break your chain. So be careful when you do. So I think that I wasn't aware of the BBS2 mid-drive. They make a lot of noise. They're not as quiet as the Bafang M600. The Bafang M600 is more like a hum. These things are really loud. These things sound like one of those motors that the dirt bikes have, the electric dirt bikes have. It's very loud, so I'm not used to that. So it's really, really loud. So I wasn't expecting that. But it's very responsive. So other than the noise, I think it does good. It picks up fast and it's just very responsive. I really love the Cell Royal gel seat. It's like super comfortable. So it's one of those things that I really, really, really liked. And I wish all bikes had that seat. At first I didn't like it because it looked like your granny type of seat, but this is super nice and super comfortable. So I'm keeping that one because I usually just change them to my usual. But this time I'm gonna keep that. So other than that, it works really good. And you can unlock the bicycle. So it comes factory to class 3 and class 2, I think. So it's class 3 to 28 miles an hour on the road, and class 2 to 20 miles an hour with your thumb throttle. But you could change that to unlimited. And I think the fastest you will ever go is 32 miles an hour. So that's fast enough. So if you want to do that, you can. I was reading that you could actually program it because it has the ability to do that. But like I'm happy with how it is, so I'm not gonna mess with that. But if you're one of those people that like to tinker with things, I think you could do it. I think you just need to buy that cable and download the program, but I'm not gonna bother with it. Like I said, I actually like the way it runs, so I don't need it to make it faster or do anything different than it already has. So things that I didn't like is that the bike, when it comes with it comes, the box is very, very thin. It's not like a double box like most of the e-bikes that I've received. This one only has one box and it's very thin. So I didn't like the packaging at all. Also, when I got it, my front tire the spokes were bent, and they were not true, and I had to replace the entire thing. My back tire had factory defects, and I had to contact them so they could fix that too. And yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I wish they had better quality control, because those things shouldn't happen. And even though I had the bike for a while, I couldn't ride it because I had to have them send me all the parts to make another front wheel, like to build another front wheel. And I needed to take it to my local bike shop so they could do that for me, and to also fix the rear tire because I had like metal pieces sticking out from the frame. where the tube seats and the spokes are. There were metal pieces sticking out, so they were puncturing my tires from the inside of the frame. So that needed to be sanded out. There were also problems with the mounts for the water bottle. I had to get another screw because not all the holes were the same size. So I needed to get another screw that fit the size of the rivet that they put, because they put two rivets that were the correct size, but the middle one was bigger. So I had to go out of my way and find the right size so I could mount my second battery. This all comes down to poor quality control, and I wish that Rise Bikes did a better job. Also had problems with delivery. The only reason that I actually got them is that they were so close to where I was, and I didn't think they were going to take that long, but actually they did, because they have a private company delivering things, and then we scheduled 3 times and they never deliver. So what they ended up doing is just sending it out as FedEx delivery, and that's the only way I could get it. Otherwise I'll still be waiting for it. Customer service is really good. So like I said, there were problems and they took care of it. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about the bike. I mean, without the quality control problems that I had, it works really good. I actually liked it. And I like the fact that it has that dual battery option. I mean, like, that's the best thing, that you could have an option that you don't need to think about how you're gonna mount your second battery, and it already comes included. So the bike looks really good, and I'm gonna keep you posted on how it performs throughout the months or years. But so far so good. I only wish that they had a better quality control. Other than that, it will be a great bike for anyone who doesn't want to spend a lot of money on a mid-drive. Their prices are actually pretty decent. They're not cheap, but they're not overly expensive. So if you want to grab one, you could visit their website at risebikes.com. I'm not sponsored, so don't think that I'm sponsored. Nobody sponsors me. I actually bought this with my own money. So I hope this video was helpful and informative to any of you who want to buy a Rise bike and don't know and haven't seen enough reviews. So this is a review of my first 2 weeks with the bike. So if you have any more questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer any questions that you might have. Until then, this is the end of the video. Ride safely.